Today on Fresh Vintage Garage, we're doing a head-to-head comparison of the T10 and the K10 Elite. We're going to give you a bunch of information on each of these. Let's dive into both of them right now. So kicking things off, we have the returning heavyweight champion, the Harbor Freight Icon T10 here. Really awesome scan tool. I'm going to set it down in the charging cradle. If you haven't seen our video on this, we have a 35-minute video on just this where we go deep into the weeds on all the stuff and features. And we're going to keep this kind of high level. Definitely go check that video out if you want to go down the rabbit hole on all the things that this has to offer. This comes with 1 year of TrueFix right out of the box, and that's normally $300 a year, but you get 1 year with that when you purchase the T10. There's also Identifix. You get deeper into the software here. If you get an OBD2 code, you can actually get 2-year software subscription with the T10 right out of the box. It'll tell you the most common repair that any given OBD2 code was diagnosed and repaired, like how it was actually repaired by a mechanic out in the field day to day. Really nice unit overall, durable, chunky. I mean, you drop it, it's not going to break or anything. It has a kickstand and a camera there, and it also has wireless VCI. And what I mean is, let me actually set this down. We want to look inside the case and show you what's in here, because there's a video borescope camera. There's also a Bluetooth wireless VCI. And before I open this, for all you garage guys out there that actually want to slide this in your toolbox, you just pull these pins and you can actually pull both of them, and then you can actually take this apart in 2 halves and slide it into your toolbox drawer. So kind of a nice touch. So let's just pop this open here. Now this is stacked, we will note that. And in here you have your paperwork, the usual stuff, but this has a wireless battery tester and I believe it's a 5.5 millimeter video borescope. Like we said, go check out the full in-depth video where we actually used all of these. We used the battery tester and the video borescope. Here is our wireless VCI here. And then you have your DOIP cables and other stuff that you need for, say, CAN and bidirectional controls and whatnot. Let's go ahead and pack all this up, and we will get the K10 Elite up here next. Here's the K10 Elite as I spin it and probably drop it and break it, but it wouldn't break, it would be fine, I'm sure. K10 Elite, really nice scan tool, and let me just set it down in the cradle. Oh wait, there's no cradle, so we're gonna have to utilize the kickstand here, and there's a camera on the back. Now, there's, I don't want to say sacrifices, but when you think about the price point of the T10, you start thinking about the price point in this guy. There's some cuts that were made, and what I mean is there's no wireless VCI. There's a wired cable in the box. We'll show you that in a minute here. No charging cradle. There's no video scope, no wireless battery tester. And that being said, it is still a really solid unit. It is running a Android 10, I believe. It's a very nice, chunky, durable unit like the T10. Let's take a look inside the actual case here, and because this case is a little smaller than, say, the T10s, we're just going to leave this up here. We'll note this has plastic clasps on it, and the T10 case does have metal, so nice touch there. This is not a bad case. I mean, for what it is, you do have some cushioning here, and then that scan tool, this thing could probably fall down a mountain, and with all this Velcro strapping in here, the scan tool will not go anywhere. So there is both your charging cable and then your OBD2 port is right there. So there's not much else in here. There's the registration paperwork and like a quick how-to, quick manual. But let's put this all back together, and we want to bring the T10 back up here and actually compare and contrast them and give you kind of a breakdown of which one, if you're thinking to buy, which one maybe you would want to look at. Wanted to take a moment and mention our website, scantooldepot.com. Whether you need TPMS equipment, batteries, testers and chargers, smoke machines, ADAS equipment, scan tools, and a whole bunch more, check it all out at scantooldepot.com today. We have the T10 and the K10 Elite back here now, and if you're still watching at this point in the video, we appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'm going to say it one more time. This is the 3rd time I mention it in our video. We have a 35-minute video on this guy, and we have a separate 14-minute video on this guy. We go into all the weeds, all the nuances. We dig into these and show you what they're capable of in each individual video. Please don't be that guy who comments in this video's comment section, "I didn't learn nothing," because you're supposed to go watch these 2 videos. Also, the TrueFix video, we have an entirely separate video on that. If you haven't seen that software, you don't even need a Harbor Freight Icon scan tool. You can use it on your iPhone. You can use it on your Android phone. You can use it on your iPad like Jay does. It's a very powerful system that you can open on virtually any computer out there. Motor-driven data, really, really solid, well worth the price, and it comes free with the first year subscription with the T10 here. Let's do some quick compare and contrast, and then we'll talk about pricing and a few other odds and ends. So both 10-inch screens, I believe they're both 4 gigs of RAM. They're pretty much very, very similar hardware-wise under the skin, so to speak. Both running Android 10 if memory serves correct. Both have a kickstand. We didn't show you that earlier in the video, but there's your kickstand. This guy does have a tablet, so you're not touching the screen, smudging it up kind of thing. Let's talk about some of the contrast here. Obviously, Kingbolen K10 Elite's going for price points, so to speak. This guy it's no secret that this is more expensive. We're not going to talk about the actual prices here because prices vary. Tariffs are very much a thing in the conversation at the time of recording this video, so we're not going to talk about any of that, but make sure you go out and do your proper shopping because you can always find deals. Harbor Freight runs specials. Kingbolen certainly has specials on their site and other places on the internet. As you can see here, this is a charging cradle. Very, very nice. Has a charging cradle. Looks like it even has some kind of cooling mechanism underneath there, but you can also plug in other devices here to charge while you're charging the T10. Now I make that note because this guy has a 6,300 milliamp hour battery, and this has, I think, pretty much double, 12,600 if memory serves correct. Yeah, that is double exactly. So I make that note because you're going to be able to take and walk around with this all day long and use it, whereas 6,300 milliamp hours is still a very, very sizable battery. I make, speaking from a technical, like nerdy perspective, this thing could probably run for 6-7 hours. But this having that quick charging capability, I don't know how big of a thing in my mind that is. I would like to have a bigger battery, but honestly, for how quick and convenient this is, I don't know that it's really a worthwhile talking point, so to speak. Something I think about is you have all the accessories. I mean, you saw what's in that T10 actual case. Let me just point over here. You saw what's in here. There's a ton going on in here. You're practically getting half of a diagnostic setup in one package, and that's exactly what Harbor Freight was going for. They want shop owners and garages to be looking at this as their almost one-stop shop between the software, between the actual diagnostic video scope and the wireless battery tester. This is almost especially for a mobile mechanic, you buy one thing here and you probably got 80 to 90% of what you need right here in one package. Wireless VCI, whereas this is wired. But let's talk about pricing in this conversation. We're not going to actually talk about the price, but you can tell that this is probably less expensive, so to speak, whereas the T10 is most likely more expensive. Which one should you buy? I'm taking a pause here because I want you to make that decision. I want you to look at this video. I want you to go look at this video. Make the informed choice. We'll leave the links for these videos in the description of the video you're watching right now, along with pricing actual web links. So if you want to go to each individual manufacturer's site and look at them, find them on third-party retailers, Amazon and other places, you can definitely do that in the description of the video you're watching. So real quick before we wrap up the video, a few things that, thank you Jay, behind the camera there, he reminded me of. Both have topology. I completely didn't think about that. And I'll mention it again, each have their own video, individual video. You see the topology in action on them. It's a fascinating look. If you've never actually seen it, it's more than just running through a list of like diagnostic systems. It actually gives you a visual of how the scan tool is progressing through the actual diagnostic and scanning of the entire car. Something else to mention, the T10 has Identifix, the K10 Elite does not. Now, the K10 Elite has ECU coding, and I'm picking this up mentioning that because the T10, no disrespect, it does not have any type of ECU coding capability. So if you're that shop that is constantly working on customers' cars where they somehow blow out their ECUs and you need to do reprogramming of computers, this could be your scan tool. A couple other nuances that we mentioned in the individual videos, they both have service reset functions, they both have FCA auto auth, and the list goes on. Either one of these you really can't go wrong with. You're getting very, very in-depth diagnostic capable units. This guy, one little nuance oddity as a techie person myself, this has a full unlocked, fully capable version of Google Play. So if you no joke want to put Netflix on this and watch Netflix on your scan tool, you can do it. Yet one other thing I forgot, both have ADAS support, and you can see a little bit more in depth on that in each one of these videos. That being said, we appreciate you watching. Before we go here, we ask a small favor. Please let us know if you own either one of these. Leave a comment. What do you like about it? Leave a comment. If you hate either one you own, leave a comment. Help the person watching this video that might be thinking about buying either one of these. Help them make an informed decision, because that's why we put these in our hands, so that we can get real world, on hands, in hand experience, what we like, what we dislike, and you can hear a ton of that stuff and breakdown on each one of these videos. But if you have one, let us know how you like it, how you dislike it. If I did a terrible job presenting these, please let me know. We appreciate you watching, and if you're watching on a TV, YouTube, just as a small note, YouTube has seen a huge growth pattern in people watching, whether they're watching on their garage TV or they're watching in their den at home. At least hit that like button for us, because it's hard to comment on the actual television. We appreciate you watching, and before you go, if you want to see that TrueFix video we mentioned, you can find a link to it somewhere up over here. It'll pop out on the corner of the screen. Same thing with the T10. If you want to see the 35-minute video we did on all the nuances with this guy, link's right up here somewhere. And also the K10 Elite, if you want to see that video, same deal, link should be right up here. With that, we appreciate you watching. If you like scan tools, if you like shop equipment, if you like keeping your cars certified fresh and on the road, Fresh Finish Garage, your channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.